Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Reeder, CPA, managing partner of Reeder CPA Group. And so, what are the different things that go into year end planning? So, this is the time of year where we want to make sure that we do any current year tax projections to see if you need to make any sort of estimated payment for the fourth quarter 2024 estimate payment that's due January 15th of 2025. This is the time of year where we want to, if you're a business owner and your tax is an S corporation, if we need to determine what sort of reasonable salary do you need to give yourself in addition to any salary that you've already taken throughout the year, as well as how much to withhold in income taxes, federal and state, depending on what state you're in, on that salary. This is the time of year where we talk about current year, 2024, retirement plan contributions, whether you have a 401k plan or a defined benefit plan, a cash balance plan, a SEP IRA, a traditional IRA, a Roth IRA, what sort of contributions should you be making to your retirement plan for 2024? We also want to talk about capital expenditures. What capital expenditures can you make between now and the end of the year? Vehicles, machinery and equipment, furniture and fixtures, building improvements, et cetera, that you can use to take advantage of the accelerated depreciation of those fixed assets for tax purposes. We also want to look at the deferral of revenue and the acceleration of expenses if you're on the cash basis, right? And whether you're a business owner or individual, we want to look at capital loss harvesting, right? Is there an opportunity to sell any securities, have a capital loss, and have that offset any other capital gains that you have, right? Selling property. If you're looking to having a capital gain on any real estate, does it make sense to sell now, sell or wait until the next year? Does it make sense to do a 1031 exchange or put it into a Delaware statutory trust? And that tax planning conversation dovetails into other areas of financial and professional service. So, is the tax planning conversation a starting point for another conversation that you want to have in the context of investment advisory and estate planning with our expanded team of financial professionals? Looking at all different types of insurance potentially, any sort of other aspects of financial professional services that you want to lean into with our expanded team, that comes top of mind for you while you're doing 2024 tax planning, and making sure that your accounting, if you're a business owner, that your traditional accounting services of bookkeeping, payroll, and sales tax, that they are optimized, right? Are your books up to date? Are you good doing your own books? Do you need our firm to do the books for you instead moving forward? Sales tax and payroll, are you doing them in-house, or do you need training on them? Or do you want our team to take care of them moving forward? So these are all the different things that we're talking about between now and the end of the year for 2024 tax planning. This is what being a proactive CPA firm is all about. This is what we are. And, don't take it from me. In addition to me, I'm surrounded by a great team of accounting and tax professionals, and you're going to meet some of the leadership team members right now.
My name is John Sanfilippo.
My name is Monica Long.
I'm the owner and CEO of Your Choice Financial, which is a strategic advisory firm that works with Reeder CPA Group.
I have been doing work for Reeder CPA since around May of this year. So it's been a whirlwind, but the clients have been great.
Our job is to help with some of the tax planning, some of the investment planning, wealth management, insurance planning, 401ks. So with year end right around the corner, some tax approaches that clients should be considering, I think that right now are some Roth conversions really come to mind first and foremost. And the reason why we look at Roth conversions as a strategic Roth integration is that 2026 is right around the corner. With the way things stand right now, we could be looking at a tax sunset where tax rates will increase for most Americans. So we think there's a lot of strategic planning opportunities to take advantage of paying less taxes today compared to the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road. So, Roth conversions is one way that we're doing that, but, we're not just converting any amount. There's a specific strategy that we use in unison with Reeder CPA Group that is different than most advisors are doing on the street right now.
when it comes to year end, I'm constantly just thinking like, all right, start reminding everybody about 1099s. Because even if you start doing them in January, a lot of times I'll issue a big list of 1099s based off of the information that the business owner gave me. And then some contractor comes back and they're like, oh, that's not the number I have. And then I have to correct it. So it's like, it can be a process if you don't track it tediously. And what I find is, even if people kind of know that they need to do them in January, they didn't track their contractor payments very well throughout the year. So like they're going back to people who did work for them 6 months ago being like, can you fill out this W-9 for me? And a lot of times if it's some Joe Schmo sole proprietor, they're just going to like leave you on red. They don't want to, So it's very important to collect W-9 at time of service. It's very important to track your contractor payments, which, I mean, if you're using a software like Gusto or QuickBooks Online, then it's pretty much doing it for you. But I think just understanding the rules, just understanding what you're expected to do.
I think for business owners, as they come up to year end, they're always trying to they're looking at their P&Ls and they're saying, all right, I'm doing really well. I'm going to pay a ton of money in taxes. What can I do? Right. And obviously there's a lot of things on the tax side of things that are just pure expenses, right? Maybe you buy additional equipment, whatever the case may be. On the wealth management side, we would look at it and say that, there are some employee benefits that you may want to look into, whether that is maybe defined benefit plans or defined contribution plans, cash balance plans. Maybe you want to set up a 401k before the year end because there's a time deadline we have for that as well. So there are some things that we would look to do there that you could look to, potentially defer, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 of taxable income. What I think we do a little bit differently with, between Reader CPA Group and Your Choice Financial is that we will put together those plans, but we'll also run an analysis to say, are you actually saving money on taxes? Or are you just deferring taxes, right? That's number one. Number two is that we're also going to look and say, it's great to defer money today, but is that saving money for you down the road, 10 years, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 5 years from now, right? So we're not just going to set up a product or a solution, but we're going to actually come through a thorough analysis plan of figuring out, if we do this, what's going to happen down the road? And if we don't do this, what's going to happen down the road? So we'll put together those plans where sometimes the best way to save money on taxes as a business owner as you get towards the end of the year may be to pay the tax today, so that way you can invest the money in a more tax efficient way, or invest the money in a more tax efficient way going forward. So we'll do an analysis of taxes today versus taxes by deferring taxes for the next 20 years.
I get a lot of people randomly that they're like, well, yeah, I have a guy that does my taxes and I have this other girl that does my bookkeeping. It's like, that's fine if they're working for you, but I think why not have it all full circle? Because, then I can, if I need to pull up your tax return, it's right there instead of me having to ask you to request it from another CPA or something. Or I know if I'm doing your bookkeeping, it's going to a certain preparer and I can communicate certain details to them very easily.
So tax planning and wealth management intersect really uniquely with Reader CPA Group because of our strategic partnership together with the two firms of Reader CPA Group and Your Choice Financial. We're able to not only put together plans from a CPA or accountant side of things, and or from a wealth management side of things, but you're going to get those two sides of your financial world communicating together, not only figuring out the plan, but actually figuring out the best way to execute the plan and then follow through with that, with that approach for every one of our clients.